Tales for Teens.
In a time of war, when the northern winds carried whispers of fear across ancient China, an imperial decree echoed through every village, every home, every family. Every household must send one man to fight for the emperor. But in one quiet village, there lived a family with no son to send. Only a daughter. And that daughter would change history forever. Her name was Mulan. Nestled between emerald mountains and golden rice fields lay a peaceful village where lanterns swayed in the breeze and children laughed beneath cherry blossoms. Among them lived Mulan, bright-eyed, kind-hearted, and fiercely determined. But Mulan was different. While other girls practiced embroidery and grace,
Watch closely, dear. The stitches must be even.
It's so pretty. Can I try?
Of course. Your turn now.
Learn cooking in their kitchen.
Mulan climbed trees, raced horses, and dreamed of adventure.
Mulan, you'll never become a proper lady.
Maybe I don't want to.
Yet beneath her smile, Mulan carried a quiet worry. Her father, once a great warrior, now walked with a cane, his strength fading with time. And Mulan knew, if war ever came again, he would be called. One fateful evening, thunder rolled across the sky as soldiers rode into the village. Their armor gleamed like lightning. A scroll was unrolled. A decree was read.
By order of the Emperor of China, each family must provide one man to join the Imperial Army against the northern invaders!
Gasps spread through the crowd.
We have to warn
Names were
everyone.
called.
But what if it's too late?
Fazhou!
Then, Mulan's father stepped forward slowly, leaning on his cane.
Father, no.
It's my duty, child.
That night,
Goes.
while the village slept, Mulan did not. Moonlight spilled across the courtyard as Mulan watched her father polish his old armor with trembling hands. Every movement cost him pain. And in that moment, Mulan made her choice. She stepped into the shadows, entered the ancestral shrine, and knelt before the spirits.
Ancestors, forgive me. I cannot let my father go to war again.
She rose, resolve burning in her eyes. That very night, Mulan cut her hair, took her father's armor,
Time to wear this armor. Let's see how it fits. There. Ready.
and beneath the silent stars, she rode away.
Let's go!
Across rivers, through forests, over misty mountains, Mulan rode toward destiny. No longer daughter, no longer child, but a soldier, a warrior, a secret. The Imperial training camp was chaos. Men shouted, weapons clashed, recruits stumbled and fell. And among them stood Mulan, disguised as a young man. She struggled at first, her sword too heavy, her steps uncertain. Laughter followed her failures. But Mulan refused to quit. Day after day, night after night, she trained, fell, rose again, until one sunrise, she moved faster, stronger, sharper. And when she struck the training post, it split in two. Silence fell. Respect followed.
Your name, soldier?
Mulan hesitated, then answered.
My name is Ping.
Winter descended as the Imperial army marched north. Snow swallowed the earth. The landscape changed dramatically. The gentle hills gave way to harsh, jagged mountains and treacherous passes. And then, scouts brought news that a massive Xiang Nu force was approaching through a mountain corridor. The night before battle, Mulan couldn't sleep, thinking of her family and wondering if she would survive to see them again. Enemy riders thundered down the mountain. The first battle erupted at dawn with terrifying intensity. Steel met steel. It was complete chaos. The thunder of horses' hooves, arrows filling the sky like deadly rain. The metallic smell of blood filled the air.
You'll fall!
Mulan's heart pounded, but her training took over. She moved through the battlefield with precision and grace, blocking attacks of the enemies. Mulan fought bravely, protecting her comrades. But despite their courage and skill, the Xiang Nu forces were overwhelming. The Imperial army was being defeated, and soldiers were falling everywhere. Meanwhile, Mulan noticed something crucial. The enemy had stationed their main force directly beneath a towering mountain slope, its surface thick with fresh snow from recent storms. One strong shock could send the entire mountainside crashing down. A sudden idea sparked in her mind. Risky, almost suicidal, but perhaps their only chance. "Commander!" Mulan called, hurrying through the scattered ranks of soldiers to reach him.
I see a way to defeat them. If we can trigger an avalanche from that ridge, we can bury the entire Xiang Nu army.
The commander followed her gaze toward the snow-laden slope.
It's far too dangerous, soldier. We would have to get close enough to fire a cannon. It's a clear suicide mission.
Then I'm willing to risk my life.
The commander studied her face for a long moment, seeing the unshakable courage there.
Go then, soldier. May the ancestors watch over you and guide your aim.
Without hesitation, Mulan seized the heavy cannon barrel and sprinted toward the ridge with all her strength. Arrows sliced through the air around her, shrill and deadly, some so close she felt their wind brush her skin. Her legs burned as she climbed the jagged slope, the crushing weight of iron digging into her shoulder. Each step threatened to send her slipping back down toward the enemy below. At last, gasping and trembling with exhaustion, she reached the narrow firing point. Her hands shook as she angled the cannon toward the snow-packed mountainside, looming above the Xiang Nu ranks. She inhaled deeply and fired.
Fire!
The cannon erupted with a thunderous roar. The blazing shot tore across the sky and smashed into the mountain face with a shattering explosion. For one dreadful heartbeat, nothing happened. Then the mountain answered. A deep, monstrous rumble rolled through the earth, rising into a violent roar as the entire slope fractured and collapsed. Snow, ice, and rock surged downward in a furious white tide. "Run! Run now!" the commander shouted to Mulan. Tons of snow and shattered stone cascaded down the mountainside, swallowing the Xiongnu army in a devastating wave. But Mulan stood at the very edge of destruction. The explosive wind and force of the avalanche struck her, hurling her violently down the slope. She tumbled across jagged rock until her head slammed hard against a sharp stone. Darkness crashed over her, and she knew nothing more. When Mulan awoke, she was in the medical tent, her armor removed, her secret exposed.
You deceived us! The penalty is death! But you saved my army, so I spare your life, but you are no longer one of us.
He turned away. Alone in the snow, Mulan was left behind. But fate was not finished.
I will not spare any of them now.
The enemy leader had survived, and he rode toward the capital.
Destroy the whole empire.
Toward the emperor. Mulan knew. She ran. Warned the soldiers.
Arrows, take cover! Stay down! Watch the flanks!
Planned the defense. And in the shadow of the palace, she faced the enemy alone. Steel clashed. Speed against strength. Courage against fury. And with one final strike, Mulan defeated him. China was saved. The emperor himself approached her and bowed to Mulan. He offered her a place in the royal guard. But Mulan smiled softly.
I only wish to go home.
And so she did. Back to her village. Back to her father, who embraced her with tears of pride. And so the girl who was told she could never be a warrior became the greatest hero of them all. Her name was Mulan. And her story would be told forever.